So we're going to build on the last video I did where we did a blob specialization. Now we're going to add the blues, and you're going to see how that works out here on Legendary Tactics. So this is a game I'm playing against the medium AI, mainly because I want to take the time to illustrate concepts here, some strategies here for you. And I'm going to focus mainly on the blues, and I'm going to mix it up a little bit, but I'm going to try and stay as close as I can to, you know, a strategy that involves basically the blues and the greens, the blobs. So just adding the blues to the, you know, to the blobs. For those of you who have played, obviously blues are all about healing and restoring your authority. They allow you to mainly, it's more of a defensive posture. They do have some attack, but a lot of their stuff is either gaining money and health. You know, so you can't really play a totally blues focused strategy. You're gonna probably struggle a bit if that's the case. You need to go with another faction to provide the offense. No one's better at offense than the blobs, especially when you get some combos going. I'm going to basically be doing that and just focusing on picking up as many greens and blues as I can. Now, in recent times, I've been trashing the explorers more often than not, just in the name of deck efficiency and also just doing a little bit more damage to him. You know, I will, in this situation here, it doesn't make sense, because if I trash those two explorers, it's only going to get me to 5 strength, and I'm not going to be able to take out that outpost. So when it makes sense, when I see an opportunity, I found a lot of times you don't miss them, you know, in terms of the income. Usually you're picking up cards that provide a pretty decent income. Man, it'd be great to have one more credit just to get that mothership, but I'll take the Blob Destroyer, which is also a great card, and I'll supplement that with an Explorer. I want to try and stay as true to the strategy as possible, so I'm going to generally avoid the yellows and the reds, unless the, you know, the layout means I have to buy one of them. You can see here I'm going to, you know, have to buy one, and you know, I'm going to try and keep the strategy as pure as possible, just so you can see how it plays out. Blues in combination, again, they compound healing, they compound money, some attack, but not very strong. So you're going to want to make sure that you're balancing it out with another one of the factions, probably either the greens or the reds. I love that that blob ship. You know, normally the one that I just played, the battle cruiser there, because you can get a ship for free and it goes right on top of your deck. It's one of my favorite cards. But those little guys, you know, some of the smaller blob cards have card draw, and they can be pretty useful. And here's an example. I'm trashing an Explorer again, and there's the advantage, you know, picking up a ship for free. So I'm going to pick up that freighter and keep the strategy rolling. He seems to be focusing on reds, so that's fine. Having the odd yellow in there, if sometimes you do have to pick up a card that is not in the faction that you're trying to, you know, to play. I decided to be pure about that, and I lucked out and got 2 cards worth 4 in a row, as opposed to buying a really good red outpost. You know, in general, you're going to want to, you know, try and find a balance between offense and defense. The fun thing about blue, sometimes you get strings of cards where you restore a lot of health. I've had some games against the medium AI where I've finished with like 70 authority, and we've been doing really well. Yeah, that battle cruiser is great, except when there's a bunch of outposts and so forth out there. What I was doing here was just, you know, trying to draw down, you know, buying some ships just to see if I could open up a great ship that was going to be there. See if I take that red, it ends up being a base. So couldn't do much with that, so I'm just going to end up taking a few reds on, which dilutes things. But if you do have to buy, you know, one that's out of the faction that you're focusing in, that's okay. But if that's the case, if it's a card that combos with another one, it's usually worth picking up another one or two, just so you have the odds of, you know, decent odds of getting a combo and maximizing those cards out. You can still stick to your specialization, but ultimately you do need to keep things, you know, reasonably, you know, flexible. And this was great. I was able to use my green card there to destroy that outpost, which gives me the win basically. Here I am just mucking around, and I think I'll just take out this base and then you know, buy some blue cards. But anyway, that's basically the end. So you can see how this strategy could possibly help out. It certainly helps keep you in your authority as high as possible, but just remember to add some offense. This is Legendary Tactics. Please like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.